Am I wrong for making a post about my daughter's favorite celebrity being rude to us? My daughter and I were recently on vacation. We spent the day in an area that's known to have a lot of rich and famous people, and towards the end of the day, we saw one of my daughter's favorite celebrities, we'll call her A, walking out of a store. My daughter ran to the store, but when she got near A, she was stopped by A's security. They said that A is there with her daughter for her daughter's birthday and want to focus on her daughter. My daughter was very upset because she's been a fan of A for a very long time, so she tried again for a picture but was turned away. My daughter was crushed, so later that night I made a post talking about my experience with A, how she wouldn't let anyone go near her and her daughter, and the fact that her security was rude and not willing to be able to stop for a couple seconds for a picture. How she wouldn't let anyone go near her and her daughter, and the fact that her security was rude and her not being willing to stop for a couple of seconds for a picture. I understand it's her daughter's birthday, but a 1-minute interaction with a fan isn't going to ruin her day, and if it does, that girl needs to learn that the world doesn't revolve around her. The post ended up getting a lot of attention, and a lot of people actually said my daughter and I were being entitled for expecting A to interrupt her daughter's birthday for everyone that wants a picture. My husband also saw the post and said he couldn't believe that I would bash her for trying to spend the day with her daughter. I'm not trying to bash her for spending the day with her daughter, but she wouldn't be where she is without her fans, so I think she at least owes it to them to take a picture. So, am I the asshole for making the post about celebrity A?
Am I the asshole for bringing up my brother's premature birth at Christmas dinner to get my parents to shut up? I am a nurse practitioner and I am the primary care provider for a lot of the low-risk maternity cases at the practice where I work. I also work hand in hand with the doctors and midwives to create a healthy maternity, birth, and postpartum situation. My fiance is completing her residency. We live together and have for a few years now. We aren't in any hurry to get married. We originally had plans to do so a couple of years ago, but then we got really busy for 2 years. It is driving my very religious parents crazy that their youngest son is living in, quote, sin. I don't really care. I'm an adult and I do what I want. We are getting married in June. So we are visiting my parents for Christmas. The way it came together this year, everyone is at my parents' house. So that's my folks, my 3 siblings, myself, and my fiance, and 7 grandchildren. So 17 people in total. Am I the asshole for bringing up my brother's premature birth at Christmas dinner to get my parents to shut up? At dinner, my mom starts going on about how she is so glad that we are finally getting married and she won't be embarrassed at church anymore. And my dad says how proud he is of his 3 older kids who all either waited to get married before moving in together or got married right away after moving in together. My fiance was getting embarrassed and I was getting mad over this stupid argument we have had too many times. And family dinner was the last straw. I have asked them repeatedly to just accept that they cannot control how I live my life. I refuse to stay with them when I visit, even if I come alone. Hotels are just easier. So I started talking about a premature baby I had been reading about. It was almost 3 months premature and weighed about 1.6 pounds. It was super strong and healthy for being born so little, and the NICU had high hopes for the baby doing well. Am I the asshole for bringing up my brother's premature birth at Christmas dinner to get my parents to shut up? My mom and dad both got deer-in-the-headlights looks on their faces. Too bad they should not have effed around with my fiance's feelings. So I asked about my oldest brother. He was born almost 4 months premature. Is there a chance that we could check out the family album where we keep all the records of family births and stuff? I already know my brother was over 9 pounds and almost 23 inches long when he was born. My grandmother told me all about it the first time my parents tried to shame me. The subject gets changed very fast. After supper, my parents told me that I should not try to embarrass them with private things that are not my concern. I told them that if I heard anything about my living arrangements ever again for the rest of my life, I would make sure to keep bringing up the fact that my mom was in her 2nd trimester when they got married. My parents are mad at me for telling them how to behave in their own home, but my fiance is happy that they seem to be off the subject for good. Am I the asshole?
My ex is my boss. So me and my ex were together for just over 2 years and have now been broken up for a month. We met a little over 3 years ago as he interviewed me for my job and we got close at work. Where he was my boss, we couldn't tell anyone, not even my friends or family, what was going on. So we kept our relationship a secret for 2 years. But now I have to work with him every day. He basically broke up with me because of our age difference and because he couldn't give me what I wanted. He's a lot older than me. Okay. But he knew this from the beginning. So I don't get why why he let it go on for 2 years when
Right.
when he had an age issue. Anyway, we just had our work Christmas party, and obviously both of us were there. I just wanted to cry the whole time. No one at work knew we were ever even together, which makes it so much worse. I got a bit drunk and started getting annoyed because he was speaking to all the other girls from work, but not me. And in my head, I thought he was flirting right in front of my eyes.
Of course.
I made it pretty obvious I was annoyed at him, and obviously everyone wouldn't have known why. I just don't know how to act at work. I also have a date planned for next week, but how can I go on this date and really try and move on when I have to see his stupid face every day? I can't hate him because it wasn't a bad breakup, but I just don't know what to do. Should I find a new job or just try and get over it best I can while working with him? But I fear I won't be able to move on with anyone else, as I always have to he's my boss. Like, I have to see him all the time.
Am I the asshole for buying my cousin's daughter a $4,000 gift for Christmas and spending more on her than her mom did? I happen to marry into a family with an insane amount of money, more than they know what to do with, quite honestly. I spent approximately $15,000 per child for my 3 children for Christmas, which I am immensely grateful to be able to spend on them. I also donated the same amount to a charity of each child's choice as well. My mom's side has a rule that we only get each other Christmas gifts if we will be seeing each other that year on Christmas Day. For cousins with children, we get the kids' gifts rather than their parents. My mother hosted this year and about 10 of my cousins and their children were coming. I bought each of my cousins' children something unique, not really thinking about the price, but more what I think they would like. My cousin, 35 male, has a 14-year-old daughter. She is the result of a one-night stand. So most of us in the family have only met her mother a handful of times and for only a few minutes. Am I the asshole for buying my cousin's daughter a $4,000 gift for Christmas and spending more on her than her mom did? My daughter is also 14, and 2 parts of her Christmas Day gifts were a Cartier love ring and a YSL purse. I bought the same for my cousin's daughter as they are very close and I thought she'd really like it. My cousin's daughter excitedly FaceTimed her mother to show her the gifts that I bought her, and upon ending the FaceTime called my cousin very upset. She said that I spent more on her daughter for Christmas than she had and was livid with me. I genuinely didn't think about the cost of the gifts, just more what I think a 14-year-old girl would really like, especially considering I have a 14-year-old daughter myself and know what they like. My cousin's daughter's mother is really upset with me because she feels I made her look bad to her daughter, but I only ever intended on getting her daughter's gifts I thought she'd like. So am I the asshole?
I got invited to my fiance's family Christmas celebratory dinner. It's my first Christmas with them. I have always been picky about what I eat, can't help it, and it has to do with psychological factors, childhood, and personal likes and dislikes. Before accepting their invite, I let the parents know that I wouldn't be eating the traditional food at their celebration and showed her a variety of dishes to choose from to accommodate me. She refused and told me to bring my own dish. I said if I had to bring my own dish when I'm a guest, then I better stay at home then. We went back and forth and I insisted I wouldn't come if accommodations weren't being made. I just thought it was a simple request and she could have agreed if she really wanted me there. My fiance agreed that I should bring my own dish, but I didn't. When we arrived there and I saw that no accommodations were made, I got up, got my things, and walked out and went home. His mom and my fiance were shocked. I got tons of calls and texts from them both, and my fiance came home lashing and calling me selfish and spoiled to walk out like that over a dish that his mom didn't have to make for me. Am I the asshole for accidentally forgetting to wear deodorant? I'm sure I'm not the only one that unawarely got into this bad habit. Ever since COVID, I stopped wearing deodorant. I didn't see the point of it since I wasn't in close proximity with people and took daily showers. It honestly didn't cross my mind to get back into this habit. This has not yet become a problem at a gym I usually go to, as it has very good ventilation and a decent amount of space in between machines. Today I went into a different gym that was much less spacious. It was 85 degrees Fahrenheit and there was no fans. I poured out a sweat, saturating the floor and having it fly off my face. I cleaned the machine after I was finished and went on another one. A lady nearby asked me, "Don't you use deodorant? I can smell you." I politely explained to her that I got out of the habit of wearing deodorant because of COVID. I then said, "You were the first person who provided this feedback and I will be sure to do it right before exercising next time." Am I the asshole for refusing to see a show my dad's wife paid for? Me and my brother Kyle are both really into performing arts and especially music theater. As a Christmas gift, my dad's wife gave us tickets to a musical we've both been wanting to see. Kyle is super excited and can't wait to go. I decided since my dad's wife is not a person I like, I was not going to go and either give my ticket away or destroy it. My dad asked if we are excited to go and see the show, and I told him the truth. I don't see his wife as part of my family. I don't care if she's nice or not. I don't want a gift from her, and I will not go to the show. I told my dad that I'll go if he gets me a ticket to see it, but I want nothing from his wife, and I'd rather never see the show than let her be why I go. I feel like she's using the tickets to try and get close to us, and I have absolutely no interest in that ever. My dad is now calling me ungrateful and immature, but I feel like it's my choice to accept it or not.